The boy moved to Australia with his family, we're told, late last year from Denmark to escape his links to gangs in that country. Gangs in that country carry out murders and bombings almost daily. Now, it's alleged from his Fairfield West home where he was arrested yesterday, the 15-year-old was actually organising young people online through secret messaging to assassinate people in Scandinavia. One offer allegedly was that he offered 47,000 Australian dollars and a firearm to carry out this assassination in Scandinavia. It appears that the hit did not take place because he's since been charged in Australia when he was arrested yesterday, that he faces 2 counts of using telecommunication devices with intent to murder. Suggests that those murders did not take place. Now, young assassins for hire, that's what goes on in Denmark and Sweden, which is quite extraordinary. The reason being, if they're dealt with and arrested, they only will do a short time in jail because they have lenient sentences for teenagers. It might not be the case here for this 15-year-old. He'll face court in June. He's in custody right now, but the aim of the game will be, if he's found guilty, he could spend the rest of his life in jail.
Damien, just before you go, is there any evidence that the police said how they actually cottoned onto this guy?
I think they only did it through the Scandinavian authorities. It all came from them. They had no idea what was going on. This has landed on the AFP's desk just a month ago. But gangland crime in Scandinavia is next level compared to what we have here in Australia. So, you know, with 14, 15-year-old kids running around organising hits, it's just it blows your mind.
It's extraordinary. Damien, thank you.
Okay.
Well, now to election 2025, with both leaders talking education today ahead of their campaigns, slipping into neutral over the Easter break. Federal politics reporter Amanda Kopp is travelling with Anthony Albanese.
We're back in Brisbane today and the battle is on for the inner city seats. We're in the seat of Bonner, a key seat in this election, currently held by the LNP on a margin of 3.4%. The Labor Party on the march here, hoping to increase their slim margin in the Sunshine State. Today, the Prime Minister at an early learning centre, backing in his statement at last night's debate that he wanted his legacy policy to be establishing universal access to childcare. Today, not clear on who would pay for the suggestions from the Fair Work Commission. The childcare workers and other female-dominated industries should receive up to a 30% pay rise to address gender inequalities.
Not only are we paying early educators more, but we're making sure that families don't pay higher fees. That's part of the arrangements that have been put in place.
Peter Dutton in Labor territory in the New South Wales Hunter region with a plan to transform the workforce in this coal country on the front line of the energy transition. The opposition promising $260 million to build 12 new technical colleges to get Aussie kids into work in essential industries like building and energy.
I want the building sector to boom. I want new homes to be built. I want young Australians to be in those homes. Here
in Brisbane, the city is a key battleground for both parties. The LNP looking to hold on to power and both leaders pushing back against that green wave in the inner city seats.
A 42-year-old man charged over a stabbing at Pyrmont last Sunday has been given bail in court today. Dean William Carr allegedly forced his way into a unit complex on Bowerman Street and stabbed a 41-year-old woman who he knew. She was taken to hospital in a stable condition. The matter will return to court later this month. Well, still to come on Nine's afternoon news, a scathing health report for Northern Beaches Hospital. The full extent of its performance issues coming up. A deadly outbreak in the CBD. 1 person dead from Legionnaires, 12 infected. The cash rate has been lowered, so why aren't credit card rates coming down? Effie Zahos explains. Will the Menendez brothers be freed from prison? We're one-on-one with the LA District Attorney fighting to keep them locked up. And 90 years since the flying kangaroo went global, we take a step back in time into the archives.
81 Aussies, each with an area of expertise.
Aussie Tucker, fashion icons. One player is selected and must challenge one of their neighbours.
We're going kids' movies.
Kids' movies!
Going head to head.
The winner takes their opponent's territory, the loser goes home.
To win.
$200,000. we've got our next jewel. Come on up.
Merry-go-round.
The world's biggest battle of minds.
Pass. Oh, no. Monkey bars.
The Floor starts Monday, April 28 on 9.
Done.
Strepsils Triple Relief Formula helps to soothe your sore throat, relieve a chesty cough and chest congestion. For chesty cough relief, try Strepsils.
Take charge of autumn with Stihl. Get 10% off selected Pro battery tools, save up to $100. And purchase 2 Pro batteries, get a third free. That's $5.99 Pro value. Only from Stihl dealers and Stihl shop online today.
Total Tools Easter Flash Sale is on today only. Get up to $2,000 in bonus points to spend on more tools. Hurry, on today only. Total Tools, totally sorted.
For whatever the occasion, it's scratchy time with instant scratches.
It's scratchy time.
NRMA Insurance is proud to announce that we now offer home loans. With years of experience helping Australians protect their homes, we understand just what you need when it comes to owning one. Like a competitive low rate. And you can apply in as little as 15 minutes. Because that's what a help company would do. Apply for an NRMA home loan today. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
It's a new era that powers us forward. Introducing the all-new Audi Q6 e-tron. This is you. This is us. This is Audi.
In a bit of a mess? Pino Clean has 3 times multi-action power to clean, disinfect and freshen. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
Morning, love. Not out with Buddy today?
Nah, I got Mate installed yesterday. Come on, buddy. Get more time with your mates. Mate Industries, smart irrigation systems.
Eric and Lyle Menendez, the Beverly Hills brothers convicted of killing their parents in 1989, will tomorrow be back in court for a re-sentencing hearing. It's the next step in their fight for freedom after 30 years behind bars that LA District Attorney Nathan Hochman is strongly opposing. He sat down with today's Sarah Arbo to explain why.
The view we've taken is that in order to be resentenced, which is somewhat not only of a U.S. notion, but a California notion, that 30 years after you get a life without the possibility of parole sentence, that you could actually get a life with the possibility of parole, that you have to be fully rehabilitated. And our law says that to be fully rehabilitated, you have had to have completely accepted responsibility for all your criminal conduct, all your lies, all your cover-up. And the Menendez brothers have fallen short in that. They came to trial with a self-defense defense. They basically said the reason we brutally shotgunned our parents 13 times, we shotgunned our dad through the back of his head, we shotgunned our mom while she lied bleeding on the ground with a point-blank range shot through her cheek, and then we shotgunned them through their kneecaps after they were dead to stage it like a mafia hit. And the reason we did all that was because we thought our parents were going to kill us that night. Turns out that's a complete concocted lie. They had pre-planned their alibi. They had bought the shotguns 2 days before under fake names and IDs. They staged it to look like a mafia killing and initially said it was the mafia that killed their parents. And then they carefully disposed of all the evidence of the crime, the shotgun shells, the bloody clothing, the shotguns themselves, that night before they called 911 to alert the police. And for the last 30 years, they have refused to come clean.
You know, the details as you put them there, Nathan, are so brutal. And sometimes that can be lost in this saga, right? Because we've seen it play out for years now, and everyone does have an opinion. On the flip side, of course, their defence argues that it was the years of abuse from their parents that drove them to kill, something you just touched on there. Isn't that trauma, I suppose, worthy of consideration here?
It is worthy of consideration, but what we pointed out to the court is that at trial, they actually said that each Menendez brother testified, and when asked the question, was it sexual abuse that led you to shotgun your parents? The answers were no. They said that what actually led us to do it is that we thought they were going to kill us that night, and that's a total lie. It's a lie that they perpetrated for the last 30 years. They told it recently on the 2024 Netflix documentary. And so we're basically saying, look, you come clean. You do it unequivocally, you do it sincerely. And then the court can then view you as not a risk of danger to society anymore. Even though you've done very good programs in prison, even though you've gotten advanced education degrees, this coming to clean with the entire breadth of your criminal conduct is crucial in order for us to trust you that if we let you out 30 years after this sentence and we reconstrue your entire sentence, that we can trust you not to be a risk of danger to society.
You are obviously, Nathan, unwavering in your view. So you believe that even after 30 years, there is still no remorse, that they still don't believe that what they did was a crime, and that they do still pose a risk potentially to the public if released?
By definition. In other words, that our laws are very clear that if you keep minimizing your conduct, you have never fully rehabilitated. And if you never fully rehabilitated, then you continue to pose a risk of danger to society. So we gave them a pathway. We actually identified 16 different major lies that they have told. So it's not like we're just saying, come clean. We identified the actual lies that they need to come clean about. And to this day, in fact, most recently, they had a chance, they were on TV for an hour on an interview last week. Given the opportunity one more time to come clean, they refused to come clean. And therefore, resentencing is premature at this standpoint.
It was on this day in 1935 that Qantas launched into the skies with its first ever international flight. Mike Dalton took a look inside the Qantas archives as the Flying Kangaroo celebrates the 90-year milestone.
90 years ago today, Qantas would first stretch its wings overseas. Brisbane to Singapore, 16 stops, 3.5 days. But it would pave the way for Australians to reach the world.
It was a big trip. It was a very big trip, yeah. So 3.5 days in an aeroplane which is built out of wood and fabric, effectively, sitting on pretty much wicker seats for hours at an end, and then stopping, as you say, about 15, 16 times for that journey. A little bit different than we fly today, that's for sure. From 1935, when we did our first international flight, about 12 years later on, we were then flying the first route from Australia all the way through to London on a Qantas aeroplane. So incredible changes in technology, and along with that, the passenger comfort as well.
I suppose Qantas has got the longest legs in the world as far as an airline servicing the rest of the planet.
We do, and in fact, they're going to get longer. So when Project Sunrise starts coming in next year, we're flying directly from Sydney to London and Sydney to New York. So those flights will be in the vicinity of around 20-odd hours, which will make them some of the longest flights in the world.
Over 273 million Australians have since travelled with the Flying Kangaroo, but rare archival material from that first flight remains, which you can see exclusively on 9 News tonight at 6 p.m. Now, who wanted the beef?
Let's have a quick check of the weather right now. It's 21 degrees at Sydney Harbour, 23 in our west. Checking your Good Friday forecast, sunny, 29 in Brisbane, fine and 25 in Sydney. Cloud clearing and 26 degrees in Canberra, mostly sunny in Melbourne, 28 the top. Hobart, shower or two and 24 degrees, mostly sunny and 28 in Adelaide. Overcast and 23 in Perth. And Darwin, partly cloudy and 33 degrees. And Kate Credon will be here a little later with your full weather forecast. Well, still ahead on 9's Afternoon News, the latest scathing report into Northern Beaches Hospital, why it's failing the community. The debate fallout, fresh reaction to latest leaders debate, who won? And Zach Bailey is here with sport. And Zach, today the The Tigers had their say in the whole Lockie Galvin saga.
Finally, they did, Mark. The club says things are messy, but senior figures are trying to put on a united front. Up next, disappointed coach Benji Marshall clears the air on why the teenager was dropped. Plus, Jerome Luai explains the reason behind his controversial social media post and responds to claims of bullying in Tigertown.
Open up the garage door and just met with a big wall of flames.
A family home gutted.
Everything was just pitch black.
Sparked by lithium batteries. The fire threat lurking in homes.
We're getting a lithium-ion battery for probably 4 out of 7 days.
A current affair tonight.
At Coles, do Easter your way with a big family roast or quick lamb wrap. Coles Australian whole or half leg lamb is now just $11 a kilo. Do Easter anyway.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
Is sitting too long on uncomfortable chairs making you feel stiff and sore? Introducing Soft Sitter, the amazing supportive and flexible gel cushion that's so soft and absorbs pressure so well, we even ask members of the public to sit on an egg without breaking it.
The Soft Sitter actually took my body weight plus an egg. It did not break. It really worked. That's unbelievable.
Now you can sit all day on the hardest chairs and still feel comfortable. Soft Sitter gives you the support you need. The secret is the clever elastomer construction and open honeycomb design that folds into itself. Soft Sitter evenly distributes weight to avoid pressure points, providing support for your back and spine. That's why this fragile egg won't break even under direct pressure. Soft Sitter is ideal for work, around home, or any place where you need back and spine support while sitting. It makes a great kneeling pad too. Regular seat cushions can be too soft to provide the all-day support your back needs and can have filling that traps in heat and moisture. But not Soft Sitter. The strong hexagonal construction provides stability for good posture and absorbs pressure points, whilst allowing air to freely circulate, keeping you cool, comfortable and supported all day. Lightweight and portable, just roll it up and take it with you for a comfy seat anywhere. Call Global Shop Direct or go online now to get Soft Sitter for this low price and check out our 5 easy monthly payments. You'll find countless uses for Soft Sitter, so we're going to double the offer. That's right, buy one and get one more. And for extra comfort, add a set of 2 black Soft Sitter covers to your order today. The fabric is breathable with a non-slip base for added stability. Get the comfort and support you need with Soft Sitter. Plus, they come with Global Shop Direct's 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't miss this fantastic offer. Order your Soft Sitters from Global Shop Direct today.
Great idea!
Global Shop Direct!
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals on flooring. Save up to 25% off our stain defense carpet ranges. Family friendly in a variety of designs, colours and textures to choose from. Up to 25% off. Easter super deals on now at Harvey Norman.
Who would Peter Dutton side more with? Working families or big business? Well, he voted consistently to get rid of penalty rates and was part of a government that deliberately suppressed wages. So isn't it obvious? Don't risk Dutton. Authorised S. McManus, Australian Council of Trade Unions, Melbourne.
This report brought to you by Harvey Norman for everything you need in furniture, bedding, home appliances and technology.
It's been a dramatic day at the Tigers. Lachlan Galvin training with the side at their Concord base, despite claims he's being bullied by teammates.
Is it correct to your knowledge that the reason Lockie's leaving is because of your coaching?
I think so. I think it's obvious with his statement that it's about development, and at the end of the day, and I said this to the players, you can't be angry or be against someone for choosing something they think is best for their future. On a lot of levels, it is best that he doesn't play this week. And I made that decision, and I had support of my senior group, which I think is important. But at the end of the day, that was my call.
That was coach Benji Marshall. Co-captain Jerome Luai and Sunir Taruva have come under fire for social media posts attacking Galvin. Luai says he was simply defending the coach and club.
As a playing group, mid-year, we're trying to do all we do best and try and get wins on the board and improve this club's position. But he's our coach, and at the end of the day, you know, if you disrespect him, you're sort of disrespecting us as a team. So I don't stand for that. If he's in the right mindset, if his heart's in the right spot, and he deserves to wear the jersey, then by all means, come and play with us.
Galvin will play for the Western Suburbs Magpies in the New South Wales Cup on Monday at Lidcombe Oval. In the NRL, the Tigers face the Eels on Monday afternoon at CommBank Stadium. The Eels are searching for their second win of the season and are set to be boosted by the return of skipper Mitch Moses, the halfback playing his first game since round 18 last year, recovering from complications with a stress fracture in his foot.
His resume speaks for itself. He's played for his country, he played for New South Wales, and just his leadership on the field, on the training paddock, is second to none. So it's good to have him back. He's leading the team around well, and we're super excited to have him back.
Round 7 begins tonight with Manly hosting the Dragons. All the action live on 9 and 9 Now. The Bulldogs are bracing for a record regular season crowd tomorrow when they face the Rabbitohs. More than 65,000 fans are tipped to attend the Good Friday clash at a core stadium.
Well, this is where we wanted to be. We wanted to be in occasions where we're playing in big stadiums in front of big crowds and getting those pressure environments, and it's a reward for how much hard work's gone into this and how much work's gone in across the club. So it's going to be a great day for our club, and we want to honour that by preparing well over the next 24 hours and turning up and giving it our best crack.
Matt Burton will return from a knee injury. However, Viliami Kikau is expected to miss the match despite being named on an extended bench. The Rabbitohs will finally hand an NRL debut to English import Lewis Dodd, the playmaker named in jersey 14 for tomorrow's blockbuster.
He's in our squad, he's in our club here, and I want him to do well, and we've worked hard with him to do that, and we had a couple of other opportunities to be selected. He was suspended on both occasions, so but he's here now, so let's see what happens.
Cody Walker and Campbell Graham slot into the starting side after overcoming injuries. The injury blows keep coming for the Swans though after losing Joel Amadi during the week. Sydney will also be without Harry Cunningham for another 6 weeks. The defender picking up a calf problem. Coach Dean Cox says he's trying to find answers for the increasing injury toll.
That's one thing you always try and look at from, across all departments. Why are things happening? Can you avoid them? And some of these are also, whether their program they put in place, their age. There's a lot of variables that we need to look at.
The Swans host Port Adelaide on Sunday afternoon at the SCG. And the Giants are back in Adelaide this weekend, but could be without Jesse Hogan against the Crows. The forward sitting out training today.
We'll see how he pulls up tomorrow. He's been sore all week. It's not unnormal to see Jesse not train on a 6-day break, so he manages his body pretty carefully, but he is a bit sore out of the game, so we'll just see how that plays out tomorrow.
Brett Daniels and Stephen Canilio are set to be sidelined for at least another week, but Mark, all eyes will be off the Tigers tonight. Manly Dragons live and free right here on 9.
Manly? You reckon they could do it?
They need to.
OK, Zach, thank you. And this is where we'll say goodbye to our viewers in southern New South Wales. Your next bulletin is Win Local News at 5:30, followed by 9 News with Georgie Gardner at 6. For everyone else, plenty of news ahead, including a deadly outbreak in the CBD, 1 person dead from Legionnaires, 12 infected. Political reporter Sam Maiden joins me live to break down the latest on the election campaign, including last night's leaders' debate. Northern Beaches Hospital's shame. A damning report outlines how the facility is failing us. And heart-stopping vision of a child on a ride at the Easter show without a seatbelt. And scientists discover the strongest evidence yet of extraterrestrial life, and it's out of this world.
Barbieland feels like a female utopia.
Sunday at 7. The shocking secrets of a worldwide icon.
People need to know the dark side of Mattel.
Cameras smuggled inside. You'll see the truth. And it ain't pretty.
The workers are just as disposable as the dolls that they're making.
Sunday.
Out on the patio,
tough and thin. This is Australia.
Colorbond, made by Australia.
I partner with Ladbrokes because Form Genius makes getting form easy. Even easier than Peter Moody teaching a horse how to win.
Now pay attention. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 and win. Who threw that?
Form made easy with Ladbrokes. Go, you good thing.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Your home is their playground. Help remove pet mess and odour with Dettol's new Homes with Pets range.
Get one of 6 Macca's collectibles and your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece Chicken McNuggets with new Nether Flame sauce. In a Minecraft movie meal. Feel like a kid again, only at Macca's.
Do your joints stop you from joining in? Support your joint health and mobility with Blackmore's Joint Formula Advanced from Chemist Warehouse. The comprehensive formula with glucosamine and high-strength chondroitin reduces the symptoms of mild osteoarthritis, including mild joint inflammation, swelling, stiffness, aches and pains. Try Australia's #1 vitamin and supplement brand. Pick up Blackmore's Joint Formula Advanced 120 tablets, just $47.99 at Chemist Warehouse. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Age Perfect Rosy Day Cream by L'Oreal Paris. With exclusive peony native cells to revive your skin's radiance, 100% of women restore their rosy glow.
I feel rosier than ever.
Age Perfect Rosy Day Cream by L'Oreal Paris.
From nature to you, introducing Botanica's first aerosol-free automatic spray. With fragrances infused with responsibly sourced natural ingredients to keep your home fresh 24/7. Botanica, inspired by nature.
The Avida Explorer LX camper van. Explore further.
Welcome back to Nine's Afternoon News. Our top stories at the bottom of the hour. Starting with an update on that chopper crash in Melbourne, going down with 2 people on board just after takeoff. Only 1 has been seriously injured. A Swedish teenager has been arrested in Sydney southwest, accused of helping to organise underworld murders in Europe. And education has been the focus of the election campaign today in a final blitz before an Easter break. First at 4:30, Sydney's Legionnaire's disease outbreak, which has turned deadly. Straight to Erin Ramsey in the city. And Erin, you've just spoken to health authorities. What can you tell us?
Well, Mark, New South Wales Health has confirmed that that man in his 50s was being treated in hospital after he contracted Legionnaire's disease. He is one of 12 confirmed cases linked to a recent outbreak in the Sydney CBD. Now, New South Wales Health and City of Sydney Council have since tested over 165 cooling towers on buildings across the CBD to try and locate the source of the Legionella bacteria, and it was found in just one cooling tower. I've been told that tower has now been decontaminated, and it is located within the radius of Circular Quay, Hyde Park and York Street. New South Wales Health believes that now that they have located the source of that tower, they have essentially gotten rid of the threat to the public. Now, it's important to note that Legionnaire's disease is not contagious, but those who have respiratory issues or perhaps smoke can be more susceptible. New South Wales Health has also told me that that man who passed away did have some underlying health conditions. Mark?
Erin, thank you. Well, now to intensifying pressure today on the state government to return Northern Beaches Hospital to public hands. A scathing report heaping new criticism on embattled operator Healthscope, labelling the existing operating system at risk of failure. State politics reporter Sophie Upcroft has more.
A scathing report has revealed the extent of the performance issues at the Northern Beaches Hospital, currently run by Healthscope in a public-private partnership. The Auditor General's review declaring it at risk of failure, finding that the public-private partnership is not effectively delivering the best quality integrated health services and clinical outcomes to the Northern Beaches community. Perhaps most scathing from the Auditor General, the public-private partnership structure creates tension between commercial imperatives and clinical outcomes, echoed by the grieving parents of baby Harper, who died after they say they were left waiting to see an obstetrician and then again for an hour as a surgical team was called in for an emergency C-section in February.
Things weren't urgent enough. And
prioritising profit over healthcare, that's what went wrong. It is purely the fact that we ended up at Northern Beaches Hospital on the days that their theatre isn't open 24/7 that cost our daughter her life.
Heartbreak shared by the Massa family, who lost their 22-month-old son Joe in September last year after he was triaged incorrectly, partially due to inadequate electronic monitoring systems, slammed in today's report as quality and safety risks that have been known to Healthscope and the Northern Sydney Local Health District since the hospital opened in 2018. Also revealed 2 offers from Healthscope to sell in late 2023, both knocked back by the state government, who say it was a money grab. But families failed by the hospital want to know why the government didn't do more.
I sat there and cried. It was the first time I've actually really taken a report in like that and felt gutted. This report reaffirms that there is systemic failure.
What the Treasurer and I have tried to do is essentially ring-fence and save the government and the taxpayer of New South Wales from bailing out a company who's meant to be delivering a service far better than what they are delivering.
A government task force is now working through how to end the contract before 2038. Direct negotiations with Healthscope are yet to begin.
Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton have faced off for the second debate of this election campaign, coming to blows over key issues.
Anthony, your government has modelled negative gearing changes and CGT changes. Well, the Treasurer has done that.
That's not right. I have been very clear about what our position is and why that is the case.
Was it modelled?
It certainly wasn't commissioned by us to do so.
It was modelled by the government. It was that's publicly available. This Prime Minister has a problem with the truth.
Joining me to discuss is journalist and political editor for news.com.au, Samantha Maiden. Sam, good to see you. 2 debates down and almost as many weeks left in the campaign. Did last night's exchange do anything for you?
Look, I thought it was a great moment that he skewered Anthony Albanese on that negative gearing issue. Clearly, the government did get some advice on Treasury, and I've got no idea why the Prime Minister is trying to split hairs about that. So Peter Dutton enters this campaign and that debate as the underdog, and he did, I think, get the better of Anthony Albanese in that little moment, and there's been a bit of fallout from that today as well.
Sam, another thing that caught your eye was a question surrounding Donald Trump.
That's right. Look, Peter Dutton has told us that he would have a better deal on tariffs because he got a better relationship with Donald Trump. Last night, he told us that he didn't know him at all.
Do you trust this president?
Well, David, I said in relation to President Trump that I thought the scenes that we saw coming out of the White House...
Do you trust him, was the question?
Well, we trust the United States, and I don't know the president. I've not met him. The Prime Minister obviously has been able to...
So you're not willing to say you trust Donald Trump?
I don't know Donald Trump is my point.
I don't know. Die kenne ich nicht. So look, I don't know how he's going to get a better deal on tariffs if he doesn't know him. But for me, it was reminiscent of that beautiful Mariah Carey moment where she said, "I don't know her."
OK, Sam. Polls are indicating Labor may be re-elected with a majority, but as we know, 2 weeks to go, anything can happen. Do you think we're in for many surprises? Do either leaders have anything left to sweeten voters?
Look, there's always time for surprises. I think the time to announce big policy announcements has really run out. You know, we're T-minus 5 seconds towards pre-poll voting starting, and I think there's a real sense that Peter Dutton has left it too late. Today we heard from him this aspirational tax policy to do something tax, a bit on the never, won't say when he will do it or how he will do it. And I think there's a sense that the Liberal Party has left some of the running too late on some of these big policies. Some people are going to like fuel excise. Some people are going to like a $1,200 tax cut. Some people are even going to like some of the other ideas about tax deductibility for mortgages. The question is, have voters had enough time to digest it? And for those reasons, I still think it's more likely that Anthony Albanese will be re-elected, but I think a minority government is probably the more likely outcome.
OK, Sam, just quickly, we didn't have an audience last night to declare a winner. Who was your victor?
Look, I thought that Peter Dutton performed well. I thought that the Prime Minister waffled, but I still think he's probably going to win the election. OK,
Sam, thank you. And Channel 9 will host the Great Debate, moderated by Current Affairs' Ali Langdon, next Tuesday night at 7:30, live and exclusive on 9 and 9 Now. Well, alarming video has emerged of a child's seatbelt appearing to come undone on a ride at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. A few seconds into the slingshot ride leaving the ground, a seatbelt can be seen floating unsecured. The Royal Agricultural Society says while an over-shoulder harness and lap belt are the primary safety restraints, an additional seatbelt clips into the ride as an additional redundancy, adding the seatbelt has been repaired and all safety procedures reviewed. A consumer alert now for credit card holders, with most card interest rates staying the same or even increasing despite the RBA cutting the cash rate last month. Nine's Money editor Effie Zahas joins us now and she's been looking into this. Effie, just firstly, I don't get it. Interest rates, cash rate coming down. Yep. We expect more decreases this year, but my credit card rate always seems to stay the same. What's going on?
It certainly does. At a time that we are using our cards more than ever, it's really counterintuitive here. So some interest rates are as high as 30%. If you're short on cash and you want a cash advance, you're going to pay 29.99% to get that out. And you're absolutely right. We've seen one rate cut, only one over the past year, but there is potential talk for more, of course. During that period, Mark, we've seen 22 low-rate cards go up by an average of 1.08%, according to CanStar's data. Only 4 reduced it. Now, the banks will say the reason we have these interest rates at this level is because it's unsecured. It's not secured by a mortgage or property or anything like that. It is unsecured, so it's risky. But for me, it's a bit of the, you know, the cream on the top that they get from consumers.
You touched on it there. Give us another picture of how much we're paying for our plastic. Yeah. As high as 30 and most around 20 or what? Well,
they range. The cheapest in the market is 7.49 and it can go up to 27.99 just for purchases. The 30 is a cash advance. Here's the thing. Purchases on cards have gone up year on year by about 3%. That's according to the latest RBA data. My concern more is what we call a debt that's accruing, that monkey on your back you can't get rid of. You know, you just roll over that debt each year. It is $18 billion that's outstanding there. It's nowhere near its peak, Mark. We have been a little bit good, but it's ticking upwards, and that's the concern. So this is why it's so important for consumers, if they are carrying that debt and it is on plastic, try not to pay too much for it at least.
For those who are looking for a low-rate card, what are your best picks?
Well, CanStar's done some analysis here and they've got their winners on a big provider scale. So they look at data over a 6-month period, look at price and fees. So I wanted to know the lowest rate cards that fit that criteria. They've come up with 7 winners and you'll be able to see here now that these are the ones, the picks that have low rate and, if possible, no fee. So the one that's the cheapest, GC Mutual Bank, that's at 7.49, the cheapest one I mentioned. It does have a $50 annual fee. The others you'll see there do not charge any fees, and the rates are quite low. So if you're the type of person that's carrying debt and can't pay it off, other than zero balance cards, and there's some traps there, these could be something to look at.
Effie, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Some breaking news. You're looking at a live shot of a fire happening right now in Lugano, where a significant structure is in the backyard of a home and is fully engulfed. We believe it is a granny flat. 6 fire trucks, 22 firefighters are tackling the blaze, and by the looks of those pictures, no chance of it spreading at this stage. There is currently no information as to whether anyone was inside at the time or is unaccounted for. We will have more in 9 News at 6 o'clock. Well, significant news today on the search for life beyond Earth, with researchers discovering that what they say is the strongest indication yet of extraterrestrial life. They're focusing on a massive planet 120 light years from Earth, known as K2-18b, which they believe is covered with a warm ocean brimming with life. But joining us live to explain further is Dr. Rebecca Allen, Co-Director of the Space Technology and Industry Institute at Swinburne University of Technology. Thanks for joining us. Can you tell us again, what have researchers found that's leading them to make this conclusion?
So using an instrument on the James Webb Space Telescope, astronomers have been able to decode the ingredients of an atmosphere of a planet orbiting another star. Now, looking at these ingredients, they see a key molecule, which we know on Earth is only created from life.
What do you say about this discovery? It is almost unbelievable.
Well, it's very interesting because we know on Earth, phytoplankton in our oceans is extremely important because it's what takes a lot of that carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and turns it into oxygen, which we breathe. And we know in Earth's early history that this was critical for life as we know it to evolve. So seeing this signature on an alien world tells us a lot about how potentially this same, system could be in place there with phytoplankton in these rich oceans starting to seed life just like we've seen on Earth.
So you're talking about the early stages of life here. We're talking about bacteria, or are we potentially talking about larger sea creatures?
No, you're right. So phytoplankton are these tiny little organisms which, like plants, are able to photosynthesize. And so we're thinking more microbes here. But astronomers are excited because the level that they're seeing this molecule in could potentially mean that there's either a lot of those microbes or that maybe there is more advanced life there. My bet would be that, first of all, we can't get too excited. We need a little bit more evidence, but that it's most likely something like this phytoplankton. And this would be the first time ever, our really best evidence for life outside of our planet.
And Doctor, it's a tantalising discovery. How long until we get more clarity?
Well, this study itself was actually a follow-up to a study a couple years ago of the same planet using the James Webb Space Telescope, which first showed us that there was carbon dioxide, which we know is a vital ingredient in our atmosphere, as well as methane. And so now what astronomers have been able to do is get a bit more of the information of those ingredients. And so to really be sure, astronomers will want to see even more, another follow-up observation, because then what we can do is we can take all of that data and kind of really combine it to look for the strongest signal of that molecule. So then that's when we'll really start to celebrate. But even then, it's still not direct evidence of life, but it points to how we know life looks like on Earth.
Dr. Allen, best story of the day. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Well, still ahead, holiday travel warning. The latest advice for city-siders taking to the skies and roads this Easter long weekend. Plus, surfing world champion Layne Beachley joins me at the desk to discuss a cause close to her heart.
Good afternoon. Well, Easter is here. We've got a beautiful weekend on the way, but showers still streaming in, affecting the Central Coast, Newcastle, up to Port Macquarie Coast this afternoon. The swell is building and it's going to get even bigger, peaking tomorrow from ex-tropical cyclone Tam. Errol has intensified and is tracking back towards the Pilbara coast of WA. But here in the east, we've got that beautiful Easter long weekend on the way, thanks to this high in between the weather systems at the moment. We've got that one coming through. We've got a change that will affect us Monday into Tuesday, but until then, it's going to be gorgeous. Bit of a cool start, fresh, headed towards the mid to high 20s right throughout the northwest towards the plains, low 20s over the tablelands. Sunshine for all right along the coast. The weather improving, getting warmer and warmer as we move through Easter. Mid 20s at first, but it is going to get hotter, trying to give that 30-degree mark a bit of a nudge in some locations.
Mini. and effective. Unleash the speed of liquid. New Nurofen Advanced Minis, our smallest liquid capsule ever. The pain relief you love, now even smaller. Nurofen, leave your pain to us.
The all-new Skoda Kodiaq. Big on the little things. Skoda.
Constipation can stop you in your tracks. Senecot Dual Action with Softener works overnight as you sleep. Within 6 to 12 hours. Get back on track with Senecot.
Last minute shopping for Easter? Get into Richie's IGA and save big on extra large tiger prawns $27.99 per kilo and red tulip rabbits just $4.50. Richie's IGA, your one-stop shop this Easter.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals. Westinghouse front load washers from under $500. Save $200 on DeLonghi automatic coffee machine. Hisense 75-inch smart TV under $1,600. Best prices guaranteed. Easter super deals now on at Harvey Norman.
Are you worried about someone in your family using alcohol or other drugs? Family Drug Support is here for you while you're supporting them. We know it can feel impossible at times, but there is a way through. For over 20 years, Family Drug Support has been supporting family and friends across Australia, and we are always available on our national support line.
Listen up, Australia. This message saves lives. Bend the pool. Shop the gate. Teach your kids to swim. Decide what you make. Learn how do we suscitate. Kids Alive, do the fun.
Find our resources at kidsalive.com.au.
Sydney siders are hitting the road to make the most of the back-to-back public holiday weekends. Now being warned traffic will be busy. It's been a busy day for travel at Sydney Airport, while bumper crowds are also expected at Olympic Park tomorrow for the Easter show and NRL. For motorists in the south, Heathcote Road will be closed between the Princes Highway and the new Illawarra Road from 8 p.m. tonight. Meanwhile, teams from Transurban will be monitoring its motorways 24/7, ready to respond to any incidents. It's one of the country's most well-known fun runs, the Mother's Day Classic, and this year the event has some proper star power in its corner in the form of Lane Beachley, and I'm pleased to say the 7-time world surfing champion joins me at the desk. Lane, great to see you.
You too, Mark. Thank you.
Explain to us why the Mother's Day Classic is so important.
Well, it's an opportunity to celebrate all the things that women do, but this event is all about raising money and awareness around ovarian cancer and breast cancer. We need to invest a whole lot more into the research and basically eliminate the fatalities from these insidious diseases.
This year you've joined the event because your connection runs deep.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
Well, I'd say nearly every single one of us has had some connection to cancer in some way. I lost my stepmother to breast cancer back in 2003 after a 5-year battle. She actually went into remission, but then was unfortunate to lose her battle with that. And then in 2017, I lost my biological mother to ovarian cancer, tragically. So very strong connections and very personal ones.
How can people watching this get involved?
Everyone can jump online to the mothersdayclassic.com.au website, register. There's thousands of events around the country, but just join either one in your capital city or create your own. It's all about getting active, getting outside and supporting the cause.
What kind of things can you do though?
Well, you can walk or you can run or you can do it in your own place at your own time, but it's about either doing a 4K walk or an 8K walk and just raising money for research.
Great cause.
Great cause.
Lane, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mark.
Kate Creedon is here next with your weather, but first a look at what's happening in tonight's news at 6 with Georgie Gardner.
Hello, Natasha Bayersdorf with an NBN News update. New details about a Swedish teenager accused of recruiting in Australia for hitmen. The 15-year-old allegedly involved in organising murders for the European underworld. An 18-year-old charged after a Coffs Harbour man's hand was severed during an alleged assault. The election focus turns to the Hunter opposition leader Peter Dutton campaigning in Maitland with an education pitch. A special milestone for Qantas, 90 years since the airline first stretched its wings. Plus, a colossal squid in the deep sea. Why these pictures have the world talking. And Lachlan Galvin returns to training as the Tigers open up about the saga which has followed his decision to leave. Details at 6.
81 Aussies face off in the world's biggest battle of minds. Starts Monday, April 28.
Footy season's here. Get on board.
Get what you really want with Ford's drive away deals, like the Ranger XLT from just 60k drive away, or the magnificent Ranger Wildtrak from only 70k drive away. Get down to your local Ford dealer today while stocks last.
Frustrated with your whites turning grey over time? Try Vanish Gold Pro. At 20 degrees, it removes tough stains better than detergent alone. Plus, it keeps your whites crystal white even after 50 washes. Trust Vanish, forget stains.
Amart's Easter sale ends Monday. Get 20 to 60% off store-wide, like the Damien recliner range, save up to $2,000. Or the Charlesburg dining range, save up to $500. This offer ends Monday, so hurry into Amart today.
Round up your spending and save automatically with ANZ Plus, so you can think about other things like, why is your neighbour Paul always getting locked out? ANZ Plus, less mind on money.
However these 6 symptoms of acid reflux feel to you, Gaviscon Dual Action acts in the stomach to neutralise acid fast and form a protective layer. For 6 symptoms, think Gaviscon.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals. Save $50 on the MSI monitor, now $98. Hot price on the Acer Aspire Go, now $368. Save $350 on Samsung Galaxy S24. Best prices guaranteed. Easter super deals now on at Harvey Norman.
Tocal Field Days, where country comes to life this May. 3 days of family fun with live music, entertainment, agricultural innovations, woodchop competition, plus premium food and wine, and plenty of fun for the kids. Tocal Field Days. Tickets on sale now.
Sparked by lithium batteries.
Open up the garage door and that would be wall of flames.
The fire threat lurking in homes. A current affair tonight.
Good afternoon. It was a cool and mostly cloudy day with a few showers along the coast. 15 millimetres recorded at Randwick and 11 at Little Bay. Temperatures were slightly above average, 24 in the city, 25 in Blacktown. Tomorrow, Tropical Cyclone Errol is expected to bring heavy falls to the Kimberley coast, while ex-Tropical Cyclone Tam pounding New Zealand will drive large and powerful surf along New South Wales coast. Good Friday will see continued warm weather for southeastern Australia before a cool change on Sunday. The sun shining in Brisbane, 28 degrees, cloud clearing in Canberra, 26, and a warm day in Melbourne, a top of 30 there. If you're heading out of the city for the long weekend, it's looking lovely. We could see some chilly mornings, but it will be dry and mostly sunny. A top of 26 forecast for Mudgee, 24 at Bateman's Bay. And if you're holidaying on the coast, a warning: large and hazardous swell of up to 5 metres is being whipped up by ex-Tropical Cyclone Tam. A surf warning has been issued with conditions expected to be hazardous for rock fishing, boating and for swimming. Here in Sydney, we're expecting a mostly sunny Good Friday, the slight chance of an early coastal shower after an overnight low of 15. The city is expected to reach a top of 25 degrees. The sun will be shining across our suburbs tomorrow too, a top of 27 in Penrith, 26 in Liverpool and 23 at Bondi. It's Saturday when we'll feel a real burst of warm weather, mostly sunny, 29 degrees. Easter Sunday, sunny morning for those Easter egg hunts at 29 degrees before a cool change moves through on Monday. Temperatures will be well above average in our west on Saturday too, 30 degrees, 31 forecast for Monday, but by Easter Monday, the showers will be back, so make the most of the warm weather, Mark.
Kate, good advice. Thank you. And that is 9's afternoon news. The next bulletin is at 6 o'clock with Georgie Gardner. I'm Mark Burrows. Have a great evening.
For the first time, the biggest blockbuster adventure ever seen.
Act like you're scared.
Travel Guides hits New York City. Easter Monday, the spectacular must-see in NYC. Travel Guides all new season.
A real big spender. I reckon these ones. Come on, Terminator.
Starts Easter Monday, 7:30 on 9.
Ooh, should have gone to Specsavers. It's the Specsavers store-wide Spextravaganza. Get any 2 pairs for just $199, save up to $200. Limited time only.
Grandpa!
Make Easter sparkle with the Lindt Gold Bunny. Now available in salted caramel.
Mini and effective. Unleash the speed of liquid. New Nurofen Advanced Minis. Our smallest liquid capsule ever. The pain relief you love, now even smaller. Nurofen. Leave your pain to us.
At Coles, you can do Easter getting up early or getting jobs done with our award-winning Coles Hot Cross Buns. Get any 2, 3, 6 or 9 packs for $6. Do Easter this way, that way.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
Right now, Aussie families deserve better, and Domino's has got you sorted with our mega value family deal. Feed the family with 3 value pizzas plus 3 sides from just $29.99 or $37.99 delivered at Domino's.
NRMA Insurance is proud to announce that we now offer home loans. With years of experience helping Australians protect their homes, we understand just what you need when it comes to owning one. Like a competitive low rate. And you can apply in as little as 15 minutes. Because that's what a help company would do. Apply for an NRMA home loan today. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
In a bit of a mess? Pino Clean has 3 times multi-action power to clean, disinfect and freshen. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
Lyle Buick Autumn Sale. Save up to 50% on Stressless, IMG, Domicile, Corium, Fabrica. On now at Lyle Buick, Northcote Drive, Katara.
Not again! Why do I always bruise like a pea?
Look, it's Bruises, the fast, easy way to assist with bruising, swelling, scars and wound healing.
Oh, I'm ripe for the picking now.
Bruises, available from leading pharmacies and clinics.
This program brought to you by Harvey Norman for everything you need in furniture, bedding, home appliances and technology.
Hello, Natasha Bayersdorf with an NBN News update. New details about a Swedish teenager accused of recruiting in Australia for hitmen. The 15-year-old allegedly involved in organising murders for the European underworld. An 18-year-old charged after a Coffs Harbour man's hand was severed during an alleged assault. The election focus turns to the Hunter opposition leader Peter Dutton campaigning in Maitland with an education pitch. A special milestone for Qantas, 90 years since the airline first stretched its wings. Plus, a colossal squid in the deep sea. Why these pictures have the world talking. And Lachlan Galvin returns to training as the Tigers open up about the saga which has followed his decision to leave. Details at 6.
The buzz phrase creating cinema chaos. Even the movie's star asking fans to stop.
No chicken jockeys!
Amart's Easter sale ends Monday. Get 20 to 60% off store-wide, like the Federer recliner range. Save up to $1,000. Or the Christelle bedroom range. Save up to $800. This offer ends Monday, so hurry into Amart today.
Your home is their playground. Help remove pet mess and odour with Dettol's new Homes with Pets range.
At IGA, great value's easy to find. Because every week we price match hundreds of everyday items to the big two. And offer specials that are actually special to you. IGA, you can't beat local.
You wouldn't know it, but this morning Jasmine was running a fever. With a dose of children's Panadol that can start to reduce fever in 15 minutes and a good nap, she's ready for, everything? Help them back to their epic best with children's Panadol.
Build something epic with one of 12 limited edition toys in the new Minecraft Movie Happy Meal, only at Macca's.
Your brain is a powerful problem solver. But sometimes there are problems we shouldn't have to solve alone, especially when it comes to navigating mental health. So no matter how small, we're always on call to be your guide when you need it. Talk to a mental health professional with our 24/7 Medibank mental health phone and chat support. Available to our health insurance members at no extra cost. Live better with Medibank.
From nature to you, introducing Botanica's first aerosol-free automatic spray. With fragrances infused with responsibly sourced natural ingredients to keep your home fresh 24/7. Botanica, inspired by nature.
Before you start, there's where on earth do I start? Then that advice from Inspirations Paint. Okay, let's go.
Getting injured was tough, but the financial strain was worse. Bauer Bosch have secured the financial support I needed. It was simple. I just filled out the free case assessment form online. Don't wait. Contact Bauer Bosch today for all the help that you need and deserve.
Enter mortals, my magical kingdom of mega creatures. Only the bravest, big or small, can defeat dragons, dinosaurs, and creatures that crawl. The epic new land of legends in their mythical lair, night or day. Enter if you dare. Hunter Valley Gardens Mega Creatures. For tickets, go to hvg.com.au.
Hello, Natasha Bayersdorf with an NBN News update. A Swedish teenager accused of hiring hitmen in Australia to carry out murders in Europe. A teenager charged after a man's hand was severed during an alleged assault in Coffs Harbour. Election focus, opposition leader Peter Dutton campaigns in the Hunter. Scientists reveal the strongest evidence yet of alien life. And in Sport Knights half, Tyson Gamble opens up on his recent back surgery ahead of his comeback against the Sharks. That's tonight.
Tomorrow, we got Easter covered. We're talking footy.
Yes.
With ideas to keep your kids busy this weekend.
Plus, we reveal the drive-through bottle-o where you can pick up some free fish and chips with your six-pack. How good's that? Be watching from 5:30.
Can Finish beat Max's meal prep mayhem without pre-rinsing? Of course. Finish Ultimate Plus gives a deep clean, and using your dishwasher saves you time and water. What's your Finish challenge?
Bubblegum Storm and Shake are back at Hungry Jack's. Yes, Gum Boy, it is yum. Bubble Bay, we love it too. Bubblegum Storm and Shake, for a limited time, only at Hungry Jack's.
Take charge of autumn with Stihl Pro Battery savings and bundles. Like 10% off selected low-noise, high-performance Pro battery tools. Save up to $100. Purchase 2 Pro batteries, get a 3rd Pro battery free. That's $5.99 of fully charged Pro value. And tidy up with home chainsaws from only $2.99. Save up to $50. Take charge of autumn. Only from Stihl dealers and Stihl shop online today.
At Coles, you can do Easter like this or like that.
in the garden or off the grid. With Coles Australian boneless pork leg roast, now just $8 a kilo.
I do mine with a mouth-watering honey mustard sauce.
And when it comes to Easter eggs, you can do Easter with Swiss chockies galore or just one more. Coles' finest Swiss chocolate mini Easter eggs are $5.50. Do Easter this way, that way.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
Constipation can stop you in your tracks. Senecot Dual Action with Softener works overnight as you sleep. Within 6 to 12 hours, get back on track with Senecot.
Vape, bro? Oh, no. I think I'm ready to quit. Solid.
It's another great week at 40 Winks where any size mattress is now the price of a single. Plus, earn double Qantas points on your purchase. Hurry, limited time only. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. Go to better sleep at 40 Winks. Serious about sleep.
Last minute shopping for Easter? Get into Richie's IGA and save big on extra large tiger prawns $27.99 per kilo and red tulip rabbits just $4.50. Richie's IGA, your one-stop shop this Easter.
Block drains? Don't stress. Fluid Plumbing will dispatch a plumber to you the same day when you call before midday. With our high-pressure blaster and remote camera, we'll clear your block drain for just $99. Block drains cleared fast.
Give us a call today.
81 Aussies, each with an area of expertise.
Aussie Tucker, fashion icons. One player is selected and must challenge one of their neighbours.
Going head to head.
The winner takes their opponent's territory, the loser goes home.
To win
$200,000. Merry-go-round.
Come on.
Pass.
Oh, no. The Floor.
Monkey blood.
Starts Monday, April 28 on 9.
Bubblegum Storm and Shake are back at Hungry Jack's. Yes, Gum Boy, it is yum. Bubble Bay, we love it too. Bubblegum Storm and Shake, for a limited time, only at Hungry Jack's.
I love a sunburnt country. A land of sweeping plains. Of ragged mountain ranges. Of drought and flooding rains. When the lucky country isn't so lucky.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Frustrated with your whites turning grey over time? Try Vanish Gold Pro. At 20 degrees, it removes tough stains better than detergent alone. Plus, it keeps your whites crystal white even after 50 washes. Trust Vanish, forget stains.
Assemble the squad this April with Accent Paint. Buy 8 litres or more and get a bonus tin of building blocks and 6 buildable tradies. Plus the chance to get a golden ticket worth $1,000. Home hardware. It all starts at home.
Get what you really want with Ford's drive away deals, like the Ranger XLT from just $60K drive away. Or the Transit Custom Trend from a low $55K drive away. Get down to your local Ford dealer today while stocks last.
Take the reins of your cash flow with a NAB business account. NAB. More than money.
Whatever they get up to, protect them with NexGuard Spectra Spot On for Cats. The most complete protection against fleas, ticks, mites, heartworm, worms, even tapeworms. All in one easy monthly application. NexGuard Spectra.
Oh, baby, a new one. 2 new listings of the exact same house. Wait. False alarm. It's just double vision.
That's a false alarm to you?
Never miss a new listing with property alerts. Download the Domain app.
In NBN News tonight, a driver dies after his car crashes off a bridge in Singleton. Peter Dutton visits the Hunter, his promise for a local trade college, and Tyson Gamble opens up ahead of his NRL return. Details next.
The buzz phrase creating cinema chaos. Even the movie's star asking fans to stop.
No chicken jockeys!
Fluffy or toasted with butter? Enjoy this Easter with Woolworths hot cross bun varieties 6 to 9 pack on special this week, just 2 for $6, save $2.80. From the fresh food people.
Done.
Strepsils Triple Relief Formula helps to soothe your sore throat, relieve a chesty cough and chest congestion. For chesty cough relief, try Strepsils.
ANZ Plus helps you manage your money by giving you an overview of your accounts, even ones from other banks, so you can think about other things like obscure German techno. ANZ Plus, less mind on money.
$330 for the night.
Not bad.
$250 for the night.
How?
It's easy when you know where to look.
Trivago compares hotel prices from more than 100 booking sites so you can save up to 30%. Hotel Trivago.
Get one of 6 Macca's collectibles and your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece Chicken McNuggets with new Nether Flame sauce. In a Minecraft movie meal. Feel like a kid again, only at Macca's.
Niggling knee pain flaring up? Voltaren Pain Relief Gel 12-hourly helps keep you going. With up to 12 hours of targeted pain relief. So you can keep up all race and maybe even catch old mate. Hey, Bill.
When you want elegance, simplicity, a work of beauty, then visit Outdoor Elegance. Quality, comfort, sophistication at online prices. Outdoor Elegance. Leading designs, stunning styles and colours. Simply beautiful. Find the perfect settings for your outdoor space at Outdoor Elegance. Online or Erina and Bennett's Green.
This program brought to you by Harvey Norman for everything you need in furniture, bedding, home appliances and technology.
Tonight, a 15-year-old boy arrested by federal police, accused of helping to organise underworld murders overseas.
A teenager charged over a gruesome incident in Coffs Harbour and a police chase in Grafton.
Peter Dutton hits the hunter to talk trades, Labor calling on him to talk nuclear.
What could be a groundbreaking discovery. Scientists find the strongest signs yet of life on another world.
And the Tigers deny accusations young player Lachlan Galvin's been bullied after his decision to leave the club.
This is NBN News with Gavin Morris and Natasha Bayersdorf.
Good evening. A teenager's faced court charged over an alleged assault in Coffs Harbour where a 59-year-old man lost his hand.
The 18-year-old was arrested in Grafton last night following a brief car chase.
A car without rego plates that sparked a pursuit about 80 kilometres north of a confronting incident in Coffs Harbour.
The scene obviously very gruesome for those that are attending and especially for the other members of the family that were in the house at the time.
A unit in Tormina Place became a crime scene yesterday morning after police were called to an alleged assault and found a 59-year-old man who'd had his left hand cut off. Officers scoured the scene for hours and began searching for possible suspects amid reports 2 men had forced their way into the property.
Further investigation identified a male who had, and possibly another person, had left the premises in a vehicle.
At around 9:45 last night, officers say they were patrolling South Grafton and saw the vehicle. A pursuit began and soon ended here in this park.
And I heard all these sirens and my dog was howling, plus all the other dogs around the neighbourhood. And I got up and went out on my front veranda and I saw flashing lights.
The Mazda 2 became bogged on the playing fields, police arresting an 18-year-old man. He's been charged with aggravated break and enter, causing grievous bodily harm with intent, police pursuit and possessing a prohibited drug, and was refused bail.
Our machete was seized in the car last night, which is being forensically examined.
Police are still investigating what sparked the alleged incident, but say the pair were known to each other. The 59-year-old remains in a stable condition in John Hunter Hospital.
We are still pursuing that avenue of that second person involved.
Britt Ramsey, NBN News.
A 15-year-old boy is behind bars tonight, accused of helping to organise underworld murders in Denmark and Sweden.
The Swedish teenager moved to Australia just last year and was arrested by federal police in Sydney.
A bloody gangland war being fought on the streets of Sweden and Denmark. Half a world away, Australian Federal Police detain an alleged 15-year-old foot soldier. His arrest in Fairfield West has made headline news in Scandinavia.
En svensk 15-åring har gripits I Sydney I Australien.
Where the authorities are hunting down teenagers who've become so-called assassins for hire. It will be alleged the teenager was using encrypted message services from his bedroom to recruit young people to commit serious crimes in Denmark and Sweden. In one case, it's alleged the boy offered one potential hitman 200,000 Swedish krona, or 48,000 Australian dollars, and a firearm to carry out one murder in Denmark. The AFP made the arrest after a tip-off from their Scandinavian counterparts. They charged the boy with 2 counts of using a communications device with intent to commit murder. That implies the alleged hit did not go ahead. The crime wave in Sweden and Denmark has featured in TV documentaries, including Sky News UK.
How young could someone be who's using this in a gang?
We're talking about very, very young people who could be 13, 14, 15 years old.
The gangs are recruiting young people because they get lenient sentences, a maximum of 4 years in jail. But the 15-year-old will not be extradited to Europe and will face the charges here, which could see him locked up for life. Damien Ryan, NBN News.
Easter will bring some reprieve from the election campaign for voters ahead of the first ballots being cast next week. The 2 men vying for the top job tried their hands at other roles today, hoping to get more Australians direct from school into industries high in demand.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's perfect. When your job is on the line, it's always good to have a fallback.
We also say that we will prioritise the skills back on the skills list.
The Coalition vowing to build a dozen technical colleges to train school students in trades instead of the current free TAFE offered by Labor.
So, year 11 and 12, you're on the tools. Sure, you're getting an HSC or year 12 certificate, but you're not chasing an ATAR.
From post-graduation to preschool education.
What do we got here?
The Prime Minister with childcare workers set for a big pay rise as Labor promises families will pay less.
At a time when families have needed cost of living relief, this is one of the ways that we've delivered it.
It's cost of living relief with an economic dividend.
Both sectors are in high demand that will only grow regardless of who leads Australia after May 3.
Plenty of job opportunities around.
Oh yeah, there's definitely heaps. New figures from the Bureau of Statistics show unemployment steady at 4.1% seasonally adjusted, with 32,000 new jobs created in March, 15,000 of those full-time.
We have had the lowest average unemployment of any government in the last half a century.
The campaigns will slow for the long weekend before roaring back on Tuesday when the first votes are cast and the leaders face off in Channel 9's debate. Last night, the Prime Minister unable to say when power prices will fall.
When will we see our power bills come down?
They are. Well, what we know is that renewables are the cheapest form of power.
The opposition leader unable to say whether climate change was increasing natural disasters.
I don't know, David, because I'm not a scientist.
Peter Dutton has belled the cat. He just doesn't take climate change seriously.
This afternoon in much sweeter surrounds.
My name's Peter, I'm here to help you today. And this is a dark chocolate Rocky Road, is it?
Rocky Road,
oh,
yes.
Good choice. That's one of our most popular lines.
A rocky road, indeed.
Charles Croucher, NBN News.
Peter Dutton's focus on trades came in Maitland, where he pledged a multi-million-dollar upgrade for a local college. But Labor's calling on the opposition leader to visit Muswellbrook this campaign, where he wants to build a nuclear power plant.
Touring Hunter Trade College in a bid to win over workers and young people.
Do you see other friends who might think, well, I don't know, I'm probably better off to go to uni than do a trade?
All of my friends have decided to go to uni.
The Liberal Party will always be about choice and about making sure that we can offer different pathways for different students.
Peter Dutton pledging $18 million to expand the build at the Talara facility, which trains Year 11 and Year 12 students.
We're talking about building houses for young Australians. Those construction trades can start in schools.
Today's announcement in Maitland, Peter Dutton's only stop in the Hunter, the mining heartland of Muswellbrook, overlooked, where the opposition leader's plans to build a nuclear power plant are causing uncertainty. According to Labor,
go and actually talk to the residents of this area. Go talk to the workforce.
They're also concerned about earthquakes, a nuclear plant built somewhere where there are dozens of earthquakes in just the last year alone.
Firstly, in relation to the earthquake issue, as you know, 70% of energy in France is generated through nuclear. In Canada, there is a very significant part of the Canadian energy system which relies on nuclear.
The opposition leader not ruling out a trip to Muswellbrook, but not committing either.
In relation to our future movements over the next few weeks, we'll be able to give you that detail in due course. We're not going to be able to meet every Australian.
The coalition today focusing on marginal Paterson, while Labor stepped up its fight for Hunter, announcing $10 million for new childcare services. Risa Utama, NBN News.
A man has died after his ute crashed off a bridge at Glendon near Singleton. Emergency services were called to Glendon Lane around 2:30 p.m. yesterday and found the vehicle down an embankment. The sole occupant, a 49-year-old man, sadly died at the scene. It's the Hunter's second road fatality in as many days.
The full extent of the crisis at Sydney's Northern Beaches Hospital has been laid bare. A performance review by the state's Auditor-General declaring it on the cusp of failure, while families who've lost loved ones have been devastated by revelations that Healthscope offered to hand the hospital back to the government in 2023, but was rejected.
A disturbing diagnosis for the troubled Northern Beaches Hospital. The Auditor-General's performance review declaring it's at risk of failure, finding that the public-private partnership is not effectively delivering the best quality integrated health services and clinical outcomes to the Northern Beaches community.
This was a disastrous model that should never have been applied. The fundamental mistake that was made was pretending that you can manage an emergency department the same way you manage a bus network.
Perhaps most scathing from the Auditor-General that this structure creates tension between commercial imperatives and clinical outcomes, echoed by the grieving parents of baby Harper, who died after they say they were left waiting to see an obstetrician and then again for over an hour as a surgical team was called in for an emergency C-section in February.
Things weren't urgent enough. And
prioritising profit over healthcare. That's what went wrong. It is purely the fact that we ended up at Northern Beaches Hospital on the days that their theatre isn't open 24/7 that cost our daughter her life.
Heartbreak shared by the Massa family, who lost their 22-month-old son Joe in September last year after he was triaged incorrectly, partially due to inadequate electronic monitoring systems, slammed in today's report as quality and safety risks that have been known to Healthscope and the Northern Sydney Local Health District since the hospital opened in 2018.
There's vindication for all those stories and the horror stories that the staff, the doctors, the nurses, the community have been telling us for 2 years now.
The report also revealing 2 offers from Healthscope to sell in late 2023, both knocked back by the state government, who say it was a money grab. But families failed by the hospital want to know why the government didn't do more.
All of this, there's money. Money's at the core, and that shouldn't be at the core. It should be lives.
The taxpayer of New South Wales would have been hundreds of millions of dollars out of pocket.
A government task force is now working through how to end the contract before 2038. Sophie Upcroft, NBN News.
A University of New South Wales study has named several Hunter suburbs as childhood asthma clusters. The research listing Windale, Mount Hutton, Warners Bay and Toronto as hotspots for the chronic respiratory condition. The first 2 suburbs seeing the second highest rates in Australia. Researchers say clusters means children 14 and under in a group of neighbouring areas are living with asthma at a level higher than the national average.
Upper Hunter Shire Council will hold a meeting to update the community on the future of the Gummin Place Aged Care Home at Merriwar. The council's been seeking expressions of interest to either transfer management of the facility or sell it after running it at a loss for 5 years. It's also engaged a consultant on the issue, which will share its findings with locals at the meeting, the date for which is yet to be set.
Holiday traffic saw significant delays on the Pacific Highway at Hexham this afternoon. The drive north taking an extra 30 minutes. There were queues too at Wickham's Commercial Fishermen's Co-op as locals shopped for an Easter feast. Around 1,500 sales were made before 4 p.m. Staff will be back on deck from 8 a.m. tomorrow. And the weather is going to be fantastic for a little seafood on the water as well, but it doesn't matter what you're doing. Outdoors it's going to be better than today. We saw the showers roll through with those winds, particularly along the coast, and only generally maxed out into the low to mid-20s.
Coming up in NBN News, the hunt for a heartless thief who targeted a Hunter cancer charity.
A Legionnaire's outbreak in Sydney CBD claims a life.
And alarming video emerges of a loose seatbelt at the Royal Easter Show.
What could your next 17-day holiday look like with TripADeal? Experience all-inclusive Japan and South Korea cruise from $5,499 per person, including flights. Save up to $2,100 when you sail with Celebrity Cruises. Visit vibrant Seoul, witness iconic Mount Fuji, electrifying Tokyo and more. Plus, earn and use Qantas points on every booking. For bucket list experiences at unbelievable prices, search TripADeal now.
The money for Peter Dutton's $600 billion nuclear plan has to come from somewhere. So, 20 years to build, to make up under 4% of the grid, and a CSIRO says it will drive up power bills. And he'll have to drive up the cost of everything else to pay for it. So under Dutton, your health costs go up, under Dutton your tax goes up, under Dutton your HEX debt, childcare, medicines, TAFE fees go up. He cuts, you pay.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
Your brain is a powerful problem solver. But sometimes there are problems we shouldn't have to solve alone, especially when it comes to navigating mental health. So no matter how small, we're always on call to be your guide when you need it. Talk to a mental health professional with our 24/7 Medibank mental health phone and chat support. Available to our health insurance members at no extra cost. Live better with Medibank.
Anaconda's Easter Payless sale is on now. Gear up for the great outdoors with unmissable deals, like up to 50% off all gazebos and awnings by these great brands. Pay less so you can play more during Anaconda's Easter Payless sale. Anaconda!
Hybrid? Engineered timber? No, laminate. At Beaumont, you've hit the jackpot. Buy from this new range and go in the draw to win one of five $5,000 cash prizes.
Renault and holiday.
Oh, cash!
Beaumont's.
Last minute shopping for Easter? Get into Richie's IGA and save big on extra large tiger prawns $27.99 per kilo and red tulip rabbits just $4.50. Richie's IGA, your one-stop shop this Easter.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals. Westinghouse front load washers from under $500. Save $200 on DeLonghi automatic coffee machine. Hisense 75-inch smart TV under $1,600. Best prices guaranteed. Easter super deals now on at Harvey Norman.
Newcastle Adjustable Beds. The highest quality Australian-made beds from brands you trust. All with a 10-year warranty. Plus locally made premium natural fibre Bambi bedding. A better bed at a much better price every time. Newcastle Adjustable Beds, Warners Bay.
It's a Hunter charity that's donated millions of dollars to cancer research since its inception 4 decades ago. But tonight, volunteers are picking up the pieces following an early morning break-in at their op shop that was captured on CCTV.
It's 4:30 a.m. and running through this Rutherford store is a thief.
Face covered, he grabs the till, takes off, bumping into a giant teddy bear. Then with a yank of the electrical cord, the register's gone. Over in 30 seconds, this break-in would be devastating to any retailer, but even more so to the Maitland Cancer Appeal op shop.
It's just really sad. It's disgusting that someone would target a charity. That, you know, everybody's touched by cancer.
Today, as staff cleaned up shards of glass from the window where the bandit came in, the on-site linen service for palliative care patients was put on hold, so too raising any funds for cancer research. In the past 4 years alone, $600,000 has been donated.
Newcastle University professors, Mark Hughes Foundation we've donated to as well. It might seem small to him, a register and a broken window, but it goes far beyond that.
The damage bill is expected to be in the thousands for the cancer charity. Then there's the matter of lost donations, with the shop unlikely to reopen until Wednesday. Police are investigating. Manager Fiona Bronner says not much was in the register, which itself will cost $1,200 to replace. But she's hoping anyone with information will come forward.
Let's hold this person accountable, find him, look at the footage, and hopefully someone knows who he is.
Sarah Iuliano, NBN News.
An outbreak of Legionnaire's disease in Sydney's CBD has turned deadly, with a man aged in his 50s losing his life. Health authorities have confirmed 12 people were infected between mid-March and early April, and one of them only drove through the city.
Last week, it was a warning, a Legionnaire's outbreak in Sydney's CBD. And today, a tragic update.
My condolences to the family of a man in his 50s who passed away from this Legionella infection earlier in the week.
The man was being treated in hospital and had underlying health conditions.
People who are more susceptible to Legionnaire's disease includes people who smoke, people with lung conditions.
He is among 12 confirmed cases infected after a build-up of Legionella bacteria inside a cooling tower in the CBD, located between Circular Quay, Hyde Park and York Street. All the people who contracted the airborne and non-contagious disease were in that vicinity between March 13th and April 5th. Later presenting to hospital with symptoms including fever, chills, cough and shortness of breath. Since the outbreak, over 165 towers across the city have been tested, and only the one was found to be contaminated.
That's now been decontaminated, so we feel that the risk now in the Sydney CBD has returned to normal.
New South Wales Health has chosen not to specifically name the building because those infected would have been within a 300-metre radius. One person contracted the disease by simply driving through Circular Quay in a convertible car. It's prompted a warning to building owners with cooling towers across the state to ensure they are registered with local council and abide by regulation standards.
And make sure that their cooling towers are cleaned and maintained.
At Hyde Park, Erin Ramsey, NBN News.
An investigation's underway after a helicopter crashed at Moorabbin Airport in Melbourne's southeast this afternoon. 2 people were on board. One of them was taken to hospital with minor injuries. The chopper leaked fuel, forcing firefighters to douse it in foam to ensure it didn't catch alight. There's no word yet on the cause of the crash.
Alarming video has emerged of a child's seatbelt appearing to come undone on a ride at the Royal Easter Show. A few seconds into the slingshot leaving the ground, a seatbelt can be seen floating unsecured. The Royal Agricultural Society says while an over-shoulder harness and lap belt are the primary safety restraints, an additional seatbelt clips into the ride as an additional redundancy, adding the seatbelt has been repaired and all safety procedures reviewed.
3 women who were allegedly caught up in a brawl at Sydney's Accor Stadium have faced court. The fight broke out after the Bulldogs Knights clash on April 6, with a 21-year-old woman knocked unconscious. 38-year-old Ula Elijah has pleaded not guilty to 2 assault charges. The other 2 women are yet to enter pleas.
The West Tigers have slammed suggestions Lachlan Galvin has been a victim of bullying after it was revealed he wants to leave the club. But the teenager has been frozen out by teammates who believe he's disrespected coach and club legend Benji Marshall.
Dropped and disliked by key members of his playing group, it was a surprise to see Lachlan Galvin at training today, playing a bit part in a team where he was once the star. Club boss Shane Richardson was in attendance, as was chairman Barry O'Farrell. But the team's leader Benji Marshall was the man facing the music, Galvin passing up $5 million because of Benji.
Is it correct to your knowledge that the reason Lockie's leaving is because of your coaching?
I think so. I think it's obvious with his statement that it's about development.
Everyone's got an ego though. Is that a hit to yours or a hit to your confidence as a coach?
Oh, look, I was shocked by it, no doubt. And then a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, everyone thinks I can't coach anyway. I'm not the best option, then I'll go.
But Marshall's senior players have backed their coach and turned on Galvin, pushing him out of the side.
He's our coach, and at the end of the day, if you disrespect him, you're sort of disrespecting us as a team, so I don't stand for that.
Social media posts aimed at Galvin paint him as selfish and money hungry and have led to suggestions of workplace bullying.
Happy, has he been bullied? That's been the word that's been used.
No.
Benji, is he being bullied by the other players?
I don't think he's been bullied by the other players. I think emotional responses to things happening might seem like it, but there's been no sense of bullying at our club, and we don't stand for bullying. And I talked to the team about it this morning. That's not us.
But Galvin has been frozen out. The senior players have not talked to him, and his place in first grade with them is not a given going forward.
If he's in the right mindset, if his heart's in the right spot and he deserves to wear the jersey, then by all means come and play with us.
Marshall says he still has time for Galvin and wants everyone to back off.
We need to just take a chill pill on the things we're saying about him and to him, and the threats and all that stuff. It's rugby league. The kid's going to move on. At the end of 2026, when he goes, the club will move on, and so will he. So let's just chill with all the that's coming his way and just let him play footy.
Danny Weidler, NBN News.
Cloudy from Newcastle to the Macquarie coast today with showers yet again. Cyclone Errol grew overnight while ex-cyclone Tam rotates as a powerful east coast low. Heavy rain over Western Australia's interior while the remainder of the country enjoys some sunshine. The Tasman low is going to generate a powerful swell which is going to peak tomorrow. It will be a near perfect start to the Easter long weekend for our region. It's going to be lovely and cool tomorrow morning, clear skies, calm winds and temperatures headed for the mid-20s, low 20s for the Tablelands.
Next, hints of alien life, what scientists have found on an ocean world far beyond Earth.
Pope Francis thanks the hospital staff who got him through his recent health battle.
And aviation milestone, Qantas marks 90 years since its first overseas flight.
I'm not the one with secrets here.
I can't go on living like this.
I think Jasper knew something. He was just about to tell me, right before he was killed.
Going too fast and not paying attention to your surroundings is dangerous for everyone on our roads. So drive slowly around roadworks in New South Wales and look after the people who are making our roads safer. Slow down. Road workers around.
When I got my first pen reel, it was a game changer. Some of my mates are using much higher end reels, but I can get 2 or 3 of my pens for the price of their one. And after years of punishment, the pens keep going, battle after battle, fish after fish.
Movement that inspires.
Gentlemen, do you wish you could sleep better at night without getting up frequently to pee? Caruso's Prostate Ease Max to the rescue. Caruso's Prostate Ease Max has been clinically shown to relieve nighttime urinary frequency by over 39% in men medically diagnosed with benign prostatic hypertrophy, also known as enlarged prostate. Caruso's Prostate Ease Max also comes with a money-back guarantee. So if you want to sleep more and pee less, try Caruso's Prostate Ease Max, available from leading pharmacies and health stores.
This is what pre-flight mornings look like around here. Doing the coffee run, not the M1. Finding yourself the perfect park. So go on, take your pick from over 250 flights a week from Newcastle Airport. Ah, that's the Newy way.
Pull out the old, pull out the broken, and get high cash returns for your gold today. With Gold Buyers Online's mail-in service, the time is now while gold is at one of its highest ever prices. Sit back, relax, and get paid. Visit goldbuyers.com.au.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals on bedding. Get 10% off already low prices on selected big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture and kids furniture. Plus bonus standard local delivery on selected purchases. Best prices guaranteed. Easter super deals now on at Harvey Norman.
Jasper's murder and what happened 25 years ago. It's all connected.
As an investigative journalist, how are you not damaged by all that human darkness?
Who says I'm not?
As Health Minister, Peter Dutton opposed free Medicare. He said,
"There's no sense me pretending to Australians that when you walk through the door of your GP that everything can be for free."
Then Dutton cut $50 billion from hospitals, tried to end bulk billing. And Australian doctors named Dutton worst health minister in 40 years. Dutton wants Australia to be like America, where it's about your credit card, not your Medicare card. Dutton's plans will make healthcare cost you more. He cuts, you pay. Authorised by P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
Are you worried about someone in your family using alcohol or other drugs? Family Drug Support is here for you while you're supporting them. We know it can feel impossible at times, but there is a way through. For over 20 years, Family Drug Support has been supporting family and friends across Australia, and we are always available on our national support line.
An extraterrestrial ocean on a distant world may hold the key to one of humanity's greatest questions. Astronomers believe they may have found the first strong hint of life beyond our solar system, spotting signs of an important molecule.
Discovered a short time ago on a planet far, far away, possible signs of alien life.
This big question, this is the most fundamental of human existence. Are we alone?
According to a new report, maybe not. A team of researchers has used data from the James Webb Telescope to analyse the atmosphere of a giant exoplanet, K2-18b, and they've found traces of a significant molecule.
Dimethyl sulfide. Here on Earth, DMS is produced uniquely by life, microorganisms in the ocean like algae, phytoplankton.
K2-18b orbits a star 124 light years away from Earth, and researchers believe it could be a Haitian world. That's a planet covered by a vast ocean. So the theory goes, if DMS is only produced by living organisms, and on Earth those organisms live in the ocean, the detection of that molecule on a watery world could just be
a transformational moment, not just for planetary science, not just for astronomy, but for finding our place in the universe.
But it comes with plenty of caveats.
Astronomers will want to see even more, another follow-up observation. But even then, it's still not direct evidence of life, but it points to how we know life looks like on Earth.
Amber Caneen, NBN News.
Israel has confirmed plans for IDF soldiers to remain indefinitely in so-called security zones created in the Gaza Strip, Lebanon and Syria. The country's defence minister says they are a buffer between what he calls the enemy and Israeli communities. The announcement could threaten a further ceasefire with Hamas and the release of hostages in Gaza.
The Pope has personally thanked the hospital staff who cared for him during his recent battle with life-threatening pneumonia. And as the Catholic Church prepares for Easter, it's been confirmed the Pontiff will not lead this year's services.
The Pope pushed in a wheelchair into a room full of people that helped save his life. The Pontiff spent 5 weeks inside Rome's Gemelli Hospital being treated for double pneumonia. This his chance to show his gratitude to the doctors, nurses and staff who cared for him.
Grazie per tutto quello che avete fatto.
Thank you for all that you did, and thanks to her, so strong when women are in charge, things work, Pope Francis said, singling out one member of his medical team. The 88-year-old didn't need oxygen, but still sounded slightly breathless.
Prego per voi. Per favore, fatelo per me.
I pray for all of you. Please do the same for me, he said. The Vatican meeting is the latest in a number of recent appearances by the Holy Father since his release from hospital. But he won't be leading major Easter services this weekend, delegating cardinals to stand in his place. In London, Jessica Maward, NBN News.
This is the first time a colossal squid has ever been caught on camera in its natural habitat. This specimen is only a teenager. It measures around 30 centimetres, but the species can grow to be as long as 7 metres. Researchers used a remotely operated vehicle to find the squid 600 metres down in the South Atlantic Ocean.
Billionaire Andrew Forrest may not be the first Australian to be named in Time's 100 Influential People, but he's the only one to make the cut for 2025. The mining magnate in the mix with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, as well as Demi Moore, Ed Sheeran, Serena Williams and Snoop Dogg. To finance, and while Australia's unemployment rate was unchanged today, there are some signs of concern emerging, with job advertisements slumping, according to new research. Here's Chris Kohler.
One of the keys to the economy is always, are people keeping their jobs? And right now, the answer is yes. The official unemployment rate remains steady at 4.1%, and as a result, a double RBA rate cut in May is looking a bit less likely. Markets are still expecting a 0.25% cut, but maybe not the double. Also on the jobs data front, Seek figures show a hefty drop in job ads and more people applying per job. So while the unemployment rate is looking fine, there are some signs of weakness emerging. As for the share market, a strong 0.8% gain today takes the shortened week's rise to 2.3%. The market will be closed tomorrow and Monday for the Easter break. And the Aussie dollar is still looking a bit wobbly at 63 US cents, 55 euro cents and 48 British pence.
Australians love to travel, and today Qantas marked the date its very first overseas flight took off 90 years ago.
NBN News was given rare access to a trip back in time.
For 90 years, it has leapt around the world with us in its pouch. But 90 years ago, a fledgling Qantas would make its first leap from the nest and over water.
Chris, we better put our belts on. Please keep it on for the duration of the interview.
Brisbane to Singapore, its first international haul. A 3.5-day flight.
3.5 days in an aeroplane which is built out of wood and fabric, effectively, sitting on pretty much wicker seats.
Rare artefacts from the earliest era in Australian aviation, held by the airline's own archive, not open to the public.
Mr. El de Bruin was one of Qantas's first customers from Longreach to Brisbane.
Correct, and this is his ticket, and you could actually just pick up sections by section.
3.5 days travel, so a few overnighters, and that was your wake-up call.
Indeed, this was put under your bedroom door, and it would tell you what time you need to be out, what time breakfast was, and in fact what you're going to eat on the flight as well.
The only in-flight map tracking on board was not built into the back of the seat in front.
Bit of information about where to go. The only problem is you can't zoom in with this one.
Aviation technology would continue to speed up after destination Singapore.
12 years later on, we're then flying the first route from Australia all the way through to London.
Its red tail has told the world Aussies on the way.
Sit back, relax, enjoy the story, and thank you.
At the Qantas Jet Base, Mike Dalton, NBN News.
Oh, yes, it's come a long way.
Sure has.
All right, let's move to sport now. It's a big weekend ahead, and Montana Claire joins us.
Tan Wayne Bennett, well, he has some advice for Benji Marshall.
Good evening, Tash and Gav. Yes, the Lachlan Galvin saga has piled plenty of pressure on Benji, but Bennett doesn't have a lot of sympathy. Next, we also hear from the Bulldogs and Eels, two clubs considered frontrunners for Galvin's signature. Plus, I struggled to get out of bed. Tyson Gamble opens up about his painful back injury, and terrible news for Mary Fowler and the Matildas.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals. Save $50 on the MSI monitor, now $98. Hot price on the Acer Aspire Go, now $368. Save $350 on Samsung Galaxy S24. Best prices guaranteed. Easter super deals now on at Harvey Norman.
At Terry White Chemmart, we're dedicated to keeping busy people moving.
Okay, are we ready?
Book your flu vaccination today.
Oh, it doesn't even hurt. Me.
Terry White Chemmart, dedicated to care.
With GIO Home Insurance, get flexible levels of cover. If it's precious to you, protect it with us. GIO. Protect precious.
Get what you really want with Ford's drive away deals, like the Ranger XLT from just $60K drive away, or the magnificent Ranger Wildtrak from only $70K drive away. Get down to your local Ford dealer today while stocks last.
Fantastic Furniture's Spend and Save is on now. Spend $500 to get $60 off our Carlotta two-seater sofa for only $539. At a store near you or online now. Find your fantastic.
Don't let heel pain hold you back. Good Feet Art supports a clinically proven relief from plantar fasciitis and the pain in the balls of your feet. Head to goodfeet.com/au to find your nearest store, and don't let pain sideline you any longer.
APT Luxury Travel, everything to a T. Experience Canada and Alaska with a 22-day Rockies Odyssey and Alaska cruise. Save up to $2,600 per couple when you book with your APT Luxury Travel experts. Hello World Travel.
Out on the patio, we'd sit, and the humidity we'd breathe. We'd watch the lightning crack over cane fields, laugh and think, this is Australia. This is Australia.
Colorbond, made by Australia.
This sandwich is good, but it's screaming out for something seriously good. Go from good to seriously good. It has to be Heinz Mayo.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals. Westinghouse front load washers from under $500. Save $200 on DeLonghi automatic coffee machine. Hisense 75-inch smart TV under $1,600. Best prices guaranteed. Easter super deals now on at Harvey Norman.
Parramatta's players have endorsed the potential arrival of disgruntled Tiger Lachlan Galvin. But right now, they have another reason to be excited. Their star number 7 is back for his first match in 2025.
A comeback 9 months in the making, Parramatta set to profit from a Mitchell Moses Easter Monday return.
I think his resume speaks for itself. He's played for his country, he played for New South Wales, and it's good to have him back.
The Eels won't be lining up against stump Tiger Lachlan Galvin, but the teenager has been earmarked as the ideal Dylan Brown replacement.
He's one of the most exciting young players I've seen, so if he does come here, it'll be a privilege.
The blue and gold's strongest competition for the 5'8" signature, believed to be the men in blue and white.
Are the Dogs interested in Lachlan Galvin? We've got other plans, we've got pathway systems, and we've got guys playing in those positions right now.
Cameron Ciraldo not willing to rule out a play for the Tigers teen if Galvin is released early.
At the end of the day, we'll have to make decisions in the best interest of the club, but right now, you can't speak to him for 7 months. He's not available for 18 months. and we've got players doing a great job in those positions, so we're really comfortable with that.
Wayne Bennett with a blunt message for Benji Marshall, the young coach, the reason why Galvin wants out of Tiger Town.
You're pretty close to Benji. He's copped a hammering this week.
Well, welcome to coaching. You got a hammering last week for going on holiday, so this year he's got another hammering, but he'll get a lot more before his coaching career's over.
A master in most things rugby league, the 75-year-old super coach is still learning new skills.
Do you love taking selfies?
Mate, I don't really know how to take a selfie like at the Perth last week.
That was a funny video.
The kids told me how to take a selfie, so I'm in on it now. I'm into it.
So can we expect more Wayne Bennett selfies?
Absolutely, absolutely. Self-promotion, I love it. I'm right into that.
Zach Bailey, NBN News.
Manly may have a fight on its hands to lure Jamal Fogarty to Brookvale, with the Raiders tabling a revised offer to keep him in Canberra. Right now, though, Daly Cherry Evans remains the Seagulls' number 7, and they need a big game from him tonight against the Dragons. James Bracey and Andrew Johns filed this preview.
Brookvale Oval, the scene for an Easter long weekend of footy, kicking off evening to Andrew Johns. And Bryce Seagulls hosting the Dragons tonight. Manly, tough run of late. Daly Cherry Evans, they'll want him to step up.
Yeah, lost 2 on the trot, Manly, over there in Perth. They lost a game over there to the Sharks. After this week, they go Penrith, then the bye. So they want to bank some points before they go to the bye. Different team here at Brookie, so yeah, I think they'll win.
All right, so for the Dragons, role reversal last week. Good win for them. They come in here trying to chase back-to-back wins for the first time this year.
Yeah, can't string them together, the Dragons. One thing about the Dragons, they're a big, powerful team, especially out wide. So got to keep the ball off them for Manly. I just feel like here at Manly at home, I think Manly will have too many points in them.
5 days of footy. You ready for it?
Can't wait.
Love it. It's right at home, isn't he? Can't wait for your company as well. Nine's Wide World of Sports. But the Dragons visiting the Seagulls right here at Brookie on 9.
Tyson Gamble has a new lease on life. He's pain-free and set to play his first game of the season this weekend. The Knights half admitting his back injury had become so bad he struggled to get out of bed.
Involved in an awkward tackle at training which left him with a bulging disc 9 months ago, Tyson Gamble never imagined what would follow.
I'd go through months and periods where I wouldn't have a problem, but then as soon as I'd heard it, it would... I struggled to get out of bed.
The pain debilitating.
It was that bad I couldn't eat. I couldn't sit at a table. It wasn't fun. I think I lost about 5 or 6 kilos in 2 weeks. So
back surgery last month, bringing back the Tyson Gamble we know and love.
The pain relief straight away was the best thing. I don't want to recommend somebody to get surgery. It's a pretty daunting thing, but the way I've come out of it is amazing. I feel like a new person. I can come into training and not be stiff. I can sit out of bed like a normal person. I can sit in a chair and be comfy.
He's set to make his return to the field on Easter Sunday at home against the Sharks and wear the Knights' number 7 jersey for the first time. Gamble hoping to ease the pressure on halves partner Fletcher Sharp.
I'm a bit louder than he is. I don't know if it comes across like that, but yeah, I'm probably a little bit louder. One of the louder ones in the team, so talking kind of comes naturally to me. I'm excited to get out there and hopefully be the voice that the team needs and get us around the park.
Part of proving his fitness to Adam O'Brien, Gamble was tasked of wrestling former Kiwis forward, now member of Newcastle's coaching staff, Adam Blair.
That was not fun. I forgot how bad wrestle was.
Despite all the good news that surrounds his first appearance of the season, Gamble couldn't avoid questions about the arrival of Eels playmaker Dylan Brown next year.
It's good for the club. I understand why they did it. But like I said, I've got to worry about me. I can't, and that's next year. I haven't even played a game of footy yet. The Dylan Brown stuff can start next year because, like I said, we've got a whole season to go.
Adam Murray, NBN News.
To AFL, and the Swans are having a close look at their entire football program as a growing injury crisis threatens to derail their season.
It hasn't been ideal. One thing you try and control is to get us list as strong as possible and as fit as possible, and at the minute we haven't been able to do that.
Key forward Joel Amartey is the latest sidelined. He'll miss up to 6 weeks with a hamstring injury. The Swans face Port Adelaide at the SCG on Sunday. The Matildas' Asian Cup dream has taken a massive hit, with Manchester City confirming Mary Fowler ruptured her ACL last weekend in the FA Cup clash against Manchester United. The striker could be sidelined for up to a year, leaving her in serious doubt for the Asian Cup on home soil. For the first time in 16 years, Arsenal is into the European Champions League semi-final. The Gunners capped a memorable 5-1 aggregate win over Real Madrid with a 2-1 away victory. After the break, Mitchell Starc puts on a heroic display in an IPL thriller.
How good is a barista almond latte in the comfort of your own home? How good is that smooth and creamy taste? How good is enjoying a barista quality latte? Oh, and a baby chino. How good? So good.
Rocky loves ice cream, almost as much as Rocky's owner loves saving. With his Westpac home loan package, he saved over $5,000 in interest in the first year alone. Rocky's owner is thinking that could come in handy. Rocky's thinking that could buy a lot of ice cream. Westpac home loan packages. Sweet savings.
Now is the time to book the ultimate Antarctica expedition voyage on board Scenic Eclipse. Scenic, in a class of its own. Book now for 2025 and receive a bonus helicopter experience.
My curry night tip for the best fluffy rice, use Sunrice Indian grown basmati. More spices, more flavour.
Dollop of yogurt works every time.
I love curry night, and my tip, do it your way.
Age Perfect Rosy Day Cream by L'Oreal Paris. With exclusive peony native cells to revive your skin's radiance, 100% of women restore their rosy glow.
I feel rosier than ever.
Age Perfect Rosy Day Cream by L'Oreal Paris.
The fruit smoothies, they're absolutely beautiful, and I would recommend the Jumpstart Go program. My dad has lost 18 kilos and I've lost 12 kilos. I feel amazing.
Eat healthier, live happier with Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Go.
Ooh, should have gone to Specsavers. It's the Specsavers store-wide Spextravaganza. Get any 2 pairs for just $199, save up to $200. Limited time only.
Get cosy with the Lazy Boy Autumn Sale. Get world-class recliners like the Drew from just $9.99. Save 20% off all sofas and modulars, plus 15% off recliners. And get up to 60% off clearance Nordic Power models. Lazy Boy, long live the lazy.
Enter mortals, my magical kingdom of mega creatures. Only the bravest, big or small, can defeat dragons, dinosaurs, and creatures that crawl. The epic new land of legends in their mythical lair, night or day. Enter if you dare. Hunter Valley Gardens Mega Creatures. For tickets, go to hvg.com.au.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals. Save $50 on the MSI monitor, now $98. Hot price on the Acer Aspire Go, now $368. Save $350 on Samsung Galaxy S24. Best prices guaranteed. Easter super deals now on at Harvey Norman.
This report brought to you by Cox Mowers. Cox, proudly engineered Aussie tough for over 70 years.
Mitch Starc has had the rare task of bowling 2 overs in a row, and they were good ones. The Aussie defended 9 runs to send Delhi to a super over with Rajasthan in the IPL. He then backed up his superb death bowling display to only go for 11. The Capitals chased down the 12-run target with 2 balls remaining. Wallsend's Sam Bates could collect a number of gongs tonight at the Cricket New South Wales Annual Awards. The Novocastrian is nominated for Player of the Tournament in the Women's Big Bash and the National Cricket Leagues and is shortlisted for the Belinda Clark Medal. Newcastle Rugby League's Easter round kicks off tonight with matches being played at Curry and Charlestown. The remaining 3 encounters take place on Good Friday, headlined by West Clash with the Entrance.
They're 2 sides that boast immensely talented fullbacks. West has Stephen Witters, the Entrance Tony Pello. And tomorrow they'll go head-to-head, offering up a mouth-watering battle at Harker Oval.
He's a freak of nature, that man. So it should be a good battle. There's quality fullbacks all across this comp. I dare say there'll be a bit of dribble talk between Tony and I, so it should be a good battle.
Both teams got off to the right start in last weekend's season-opening Magic round. Pello set up the Tigers' match-winning try against last year's grand finalist Central, while Witters put the icing on the cake in the Rosellas' 16-point win over Lakes.
On the weekend, we defended well and we sort of stuck to our principles and what we're about this year. And we kind of want to be a defence sort of side because that obviously wins games. So the attack will come. We know we could score points.
Former NRL player Kevin Nguama proved that, scoring a double in his club debut.
You just know Kevy's going to do a job. So, yeah, it makes it easy for us having guys like that out wide.
Another recruit, Sam Clune, will steer the ship tomorrow, Witters having finally convinced the halfback to join him at Wests.
I've been into his ear the last year and a half. He leads us around the park well and he's got a lot of experience, as you can see from the last couple of years.
Adam Murray, NBN News.
Newcastle Rowing Club is still riding a wave of emotion after breaking a decade-long medal drought at the national titles. Its team returned from Tasmania with not one, but two in what was a great meet for the Hunter. This is the moment an 11-year wait finally ended for Newcastle Rowing Club.
The drought is over. They have their first medal at a national championships since 2014.
Jack Hanley and Romy Keats securing bronze in the lightweight double scull.
I feel incredible, to be honest. Like, such a phenomenal week. Couldn't ask for anything better.
But it didn't stop there. After calling that race, commentator Ben Homer teamed up with Keats for another piece of glory, bronze in the club double scull.
There wasn't one moment of doubt. It was, I always knew what we had in the boat and what we trained up to, and I just knew that we were going to get ourselves on that podium. I think I've watched the club double race about 3 or 4 times, and a few of those other races. Like, I just can't believe it. It's just, yeah. That same feeling comes back every time I watch a race. Just, yeah, incredible.
Newcastle Grammar's Annabelle McKenzie clinched individual bronze. The 17-year-old is coached by Hanley.
Very excited, very glad all the hard work's paid off over the season.
Executing everything we've asked of her, following the training plan, following the process, and having that promising outcome with a medal, it just reflects all that work.
While Maitland's Luke Purdy returned from Tasmania with 4 medals, 2 of them gold, but it was a bronze with New South Wales in the Interstate Open Lightweight 4. That was his highlight.
That one was a lot of hard work beforehand, a lot of early mornings and trips down to Sydney. So, yeah, we were all very glad for that to pay off.
Tash and Gav, that is our look at sport.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Montana. Well, nice to be on the water this weekend because the sun is ready to shine, the winds are ready to calm, the swell is going to be big though. All of your weather details for Easter next.
The Good Guys Easter doorbuster deals are on now. Get $400 off this Hisense QLED TV. This Fisher & Paykel dishwasher $7.49. This Shark stickback $2.95. Plus this Chic fridge $9.99. Easter doorbuster deals only at The Good Guys.
Total Tools Easter Flash Sale is on today only. Get up to $2,000 in bonus points to spend on more tools. Hurry, on today only. Total Tools, totally sorted.
At Coles, you can do Easter like this or like that, in the garden or off the grid. With Coles Australian boneless pork leg roast, now just $8 a kilo.
I do mine with a mouth-watering honey mustard sauce.
And when it comes to Easter eggs, you can do Easter with Swiss Chockies galore or just one more. Coles' finest Swiss chocolate mini Easter eggs are $5.50. Do Easter this way, that way.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
Over the last 10 years, HCF has paid out more benefits for every dollar paid in premiums than the industry average. Yep, we're all about members, not shareholders.
Why would you want shareholders when you can have pen holders?
That's very useful. Thank you, Gary.
You know what? I've got something I want to tell you. You're gonna be a grandma.
Sometimes the moments that never happen matter the most. Meet the new Volvo EX90, designed to be the safest Volvo car ever made. Volvo.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals on flooring. Save up to 25% off our stain defense carpet ranges. Family friendly in a variety of designs, colours and textures to choose from. Up to 25% off. Easter super deals on now at Harvey Norman.
Step inside Morpeth Antique Centre for all things collectible. Vintage, curios, ancient, retro and quirky. You'll find it all at Morpeth Antique Centre. Open Thursday to Sunday.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals. Hurry in for big savings on selected floor stock, cancelled orders and clearance furniture, fabric and leather lounges, dining and outdoor furniture priced to clear. All stock must go. Hurry, don't miss out. Harvey Norman Easter super deals on now.
A help company would get people back on their feet, make complicated stuff simple, and even try to predict the unpredictable. So that's what we're doing. At RMA Insurance, a help company.
It's been a short week, but it's felt long due to the never-ending coastal showers driving through along with the southerly winds. Thanks to the monster low that has moved into the Tasman, that has been where the wet weather has been tumbling down. Very wet right throughout the southern interior of Western Australia, but this low still there, spiralling tonight, generating a big swell, maintaining the southerly winds. Errol grew massively last night. It is going to get sheared apart a little bit as it moves towards the Pilbara coast from here on in, but it's been quite a powerful system. But this is our theme here right throughout Easter. We've got a stack of clear days ahead and warmth as well. The low will start to move towards New Zealand. They're not going to have a fun Easter with that system making its way right across the land of the long white cloud, which is going to get plenty of that. For us though, the high passing over, it is going to settle very, very quickly. Beautiful conditions. The showers no more. The winds will come. Temperatures will begin to rise, particularly once we get on the western side of that high, but there's that next system coming through right at the end of Easter, and there's some cool conditions on the way next week. But look at this heat, lots of it sliding into the southeast, and it's going to be flushed our way as we move through the Easter long weekend. Beautiful for pretty much all of our major cities, maybe a shower for Hobart, that's it. It is going to be dry this Easter for pretty much everyone. There's the showers that have been pushing through the low 20s, mid 20s, felt right throughout the upper Hunter today. There's the winds out of the southwest, the south, and then around to the southeast, and you can see calming. It is going to be a beautiful afternoon and evening tomorrow night. The morning, a little bit of cloud there, clearing, but then largely big blue skies right throughout the entire day. It's going to be an absolute stunner from here on in. Up to the mid-20s along the coast, but it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and it's going to gradually get hotter and hotter as we move through Easter. A lovely, cool, fresh start, beautiful morning, very crisp indeed for the Hunter, and then a beautiful, comfortable mid-20s. A stack of swell there first thing tomorrow. It is going to peak during the day, so it is going to be really quite big. Gnarly waves on the way. 6:15 sun's up, down 5:30. Early low tide just before 6 a.m, so we'll be hitting the high tomorrow at about 11:45 and then back to it at 5 p.m. Big waves on the way. Look at the sunshine and the change coming through at the end of Easter, and there's the cool weather on the way during the middle of next week, and we'll start to see the shower activity ramp back up again. But what a lovely little pocket of opportunity we have here over Easter. It's usually the other way around, but not this year. Make the most of it. Let's go to the surf and check it out. This is how it stands at the moment. The squally showers moving through the grey matter overhead. The swell gradually getting bigger. We're going to see some big waves. It's going to be offshore as well. There could be some big wave opportunities for fit, healthy surfers to get out and maybe be challenged somewhat. Then it's going to settle as we move through the weekend. So there's going to be waves to be had over the Easter break. So, shaping up fantastic. We don't say this too often during Easter.
Not at all, but thank you, Gav. That is NBN News.
So, from all of the NBN team, have a safe and happy Easter.
Good night.
Good night.